going on, guys? Xavier back at it again, and today I will be reacting to Mandjtv's video on everything wrong with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I asked Mikey for permission on his Instagram, and he said it was okay. So shout out to Mikey. Please, everyone follow him on his Instagram. Link will be in the description below. Mandjtv, Michael, and also go subscribe to his two YouTube channels, Mandjtv and Mandjtv Place. Oh, right here. Sorry. But with all that out of the way, let's get started.
Greetings, Poke fans! Michael here,
Hello, Michael.
and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl did a lot of things right. The addition of hideaways makes the underground far more enjoyable and fun. I found most battle arenas to be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, they were.
Adding
They were
character
really
customization,
nice.
even though the
Pearl.
originals did not have it, something Oris failed to do,
Yes,
was
sir.
a great
I love
call. And your
character
Pokemon
customization.
don't need to know 8 gems anymore, which thank God for. But despite those good things, the
I was actually scared when I saw the video when they showed the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl had HMs in it again, and I was like, no, they brought it back. But then he covered the video. They also covered a video stating that they posted a tweet saying it's just on the app. You don't have to actually have Pokemon no HMs. So thank God.
These games have quite a few problems that I'm going to be covering in this video.
They do.
Now, to be clear, I'm not someone who loves to hate on Pokemon.
Same.
I love Pokemon, and I've enjoyed every main series game that's come out since I started playing almost 20 years ago, including these ones.
I played most of those games.
These criticisms don't come from a place of hatred, they come from a place of love for the franchise and a desire for it to be better.
Fair.
So with that out of the way, let's get started with the first problem I have with these games, which is kind of a big umbrella problem full of multiple smaller problems. That being not including enough from Platinum. Of all the enhanced versions to come out over the years, Platinum is the biggest improvement over the versions it's enhancing. The main reason for that is the expansion it provided to the Sinnoh decks.
Speaking of which, I bought a version of Platinum for $25, and it works so well. Someone was selling it, and I was like, okay, I'll take it. $25 for Platinum. That game can go for hundreds.
It and Ultra Sun and Moon are the only ones to expand their regional Pokedex. Black 2 and White 2 did also, but I don't really count them as enhanced versions. They're more sequels since it's a totally new story and different progression and all that jazz. And Platinum provided a much more impactful regional dex improvement over the originals than Ultra Sun and Moon did. That's because the Sun and Moon Alola dex is perfectly adequate, having over 300 Pokemon, while the Diamond and Pearl Sinnoh dex is horrible. It only has about 150 Pokemon, is chock full of weak and bad bug types, and it underrepresents several important types.
Okay, so Pokemon Diamond was my very first game, so I'd never really paid attention to the Pokedex, everything that was bad with it, until I got older, because I just used pretty much any Pokemon that looked cool. And I think I used like a Machoke. I know I used Infernape, Luxray, and Staraptor. I can't remember every Pokemon that I used back in the day, but I didn't really pay attention to the Pokedex until I got older. So I realized that, oh, it was trash.
Like Fire, Electric, and Dragon.
Yeah, seriously.
If you're playing a Gen 4 Sinnoh game today, there is no reason to play Diamond and Pearl over Platinum, because Platinum just gives you so many more options.
That's totally
When Brilliant
fair.
Diamond and Shining Pearl were announced, I talked about how the games must include the Platinum Sinnoh Dex, because not doing so would be a completely illogical regression. The trailers showed several Platinum Dex Pokemon in them though, so this concern of mine was pretty quickly mitigated. But then Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl came out, and instead of doing the best case scenario Platinum Dex, or the worst case scenario Diamond and Pearl Dex, they did a weird mix of both. The Sinnoh Dex is the Diamond and Pearl one, so the wild Pokemon on the surface and the trainers Pokemon are all original Sinnoh Dex Pokemon. However, to appease those of us who want—
But I guess if they did that, they might as well just remade Platinum. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why they make like remakes of the two versions that they were, or like call them like, I don't know. Like, if you're gonna remake them, I'd rather them be enhanced version remakes of I mean, technically these games are, but like advanced version remakes, like to level of Platinum was. Platinum was one of the best Pokemon games ever created because of the Dex fix, the content that Platinum adds to it, more content Platinum adds to it. It's just so much better than regular Diamond and Pearl. That's why I prefer to play Platinum now than regular Diamond and Pearl. Heck, I kind of even prefer Platinum over Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl for a few reasons, but I'm pretty sure he'll say it in this video, so let's keep going.
Wanted the Platinum Dex, they made Platinum Dex Pokemon available in the hideaways in the Grand Underground.
I did love that.
And frankly, that's fine with me. I never really cared about what the Pokedex itself had. I cared about what Pokemon I could use on my team.
That's fair.
I think it would be better if the enemy trainers had more variety, but my team is the most important one. But then I come to find out that the Underground doesn't have all of the Platinum Dex Pokemon.
What?
Sure, it doesn't make sense for Giratina to be down there, but there's a lot of Platinum Dex Pokemon that are just completely unobtainable before the league. Nosepass and Probopass, all of the evolutions, Tangela and Tangrowth, Yanma and Yanmega, Tropius and the Porygon line.
He's right, because I watched his Let's Play on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I think, hold on.
Are all completely unavailable before getting the National Pokedex. Yes, there were some Pokemon added like Pinsir, Jinx, and Ursaring, plus the Kanto and Hoenn fossils. Although, side note, it seems like the Kanto and Hoenn fossils might be bugs. I found a root fossil after having 8 gym badges in my Brilliant Diamond, and some other people have as well, but only in Brilliant Diamond.
I found it like
if you're in Shining Pearl and you found a Kanto or Hoenn fossil after having 8 gym badges, but before the league, then let me know in the comments, because I think it might just be a bug for Brilliant Diamond, which would be really weird. But those new Pokemon don't make up for the loss of the other ones. Especially the other ones include several Gen 4 Pokemon like Probopass. But what makes me fuming mad is that there are multiple Platinum Dex Pokemon that you can catch before the league, but you can't fully evolve until after the league. Stupid. Are you kidding me? You can get Gligar, Rhydon, and Dusclops all before the league, but you can't get Gliscor, Rhyperior, and Dusknoir until after the league because their evolution items are locked to the post game.
So I actually watched Michael's Let's Play of Brilliant Diamond, and he was so upset over the fact that he couldn't get his Gliscor until post game, but he lucked out, and someone actually traded him a Pokemon with the item so that he could evolve him. I recommend watching his Let's Plays too. Like, subscribe to Mandjtv and Mandjtv Plays. He makes great Pokemon content. Please do it. It was so funny. It was so good. Just shout out to Michael.
They made Pokemon available before the league that you can't fully evolve until after the league. They consistently do this in remakes, and it frustrates me to no end. But for the other remakes, those new evolutions were never available in those remakes' original games. So Crobat was never available in Red, Blue, and Yellow, so they didn't put it in Fire Red and Leaf Green. But Sinnoh had these evolutions before. It had them in its regional Pokedex in Platinum. They have predetermined places to put those evolution items. They could have so easily done it, and they just didn't.
I totally agree with this. I wanted to use an Electivire on my team, and I was like, I think the Electrizer is in the same spot as it is Platinum. Nope, it's a freaking item that they have to find in the underground that Elekid is holding. That Elekid is holding it, and it has a chance of having it when you catch it. And I'm like, oh my god, that was the worst. I caught so many Elekids and could not find an Elekid with an Electrizer. So I decided to quit that. I just went with Luxray, my good old third favorite Pokemon, Luxray.
They made other new evolutions available, like Electivire, Mamoswine, and Frostlass.
Side note, I use a Mamoswine on my team to beat the league. I got it specifically just to fight Cynthia's Garchomp.
But they just cut out Gliscor, Rhyperior, and Dusknoir, plus the other ones whose base forms you can't even get at all. Just why? Why not just include all of them? Additionally, Rotom got screwed. Platinum made it so you could get Rotom as soon as you gain access to the old chateau. You don't need the National Pokedex, but you need it in Diamond and Pearl and in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I guess the reasoning is that the non-Sinnoh Dex Pokemon are only found in the underground, and they don't want to put Rotom in the underground. But why not just expand the Dex then? I know it's more Pokemon to see to get the National Dex, but it's like, it's not that hard to see them all. In the end, these are all the Pokemon that were added to and thus improved the Sinnoh Dex in Platinum version. Then these are all of the non-Sinnoh Dex Pokemon you can get in BDSP before the league. While most of them are still there, it's a significant cut. The most egregious being the removals of the evolutions of Pokemon whose base form you can get.
I'm very surprised that they didn't even add the evolutions. Like, of all things they should have allowed to be in the game before, it's just the evolution, because we can find the evolutionary stones underground. So it's like we should at least get the gift Eevees somehow, and then just use the evolution stones, or go to the certain areas where you can evolve Eevee into Leafeon or Glaceon, but still, like, they didn't do that, which is so dumb.
With ease. Haha! It is I, Grunty Boy! What is—
I love Grunty Boy. I love him so much. I'm so glad Michael decided to add him as a character. Like, I think he remember him doing it one time, and then he was like, he didn't do it for a while, but then I guess he brought him back, and then this community started loving him, and I did, me included. So I'm glad he brought him back, because it's just so stupid. I love the interaction. It's like watching the chemistry between Michael and Grunty Boy is so good, even though it's the same person, obviously, but it's like they have two different personalities, and Michael does a very good job of illustrating both of them, and I love it. So I love Grunty Boy. Good job, Michael, on that one.
Is it? Well, I was showering with Dr. Squatch Soap earlier, the sponsor of today's video, and I was simply overwhelmed by a wonderful scent. Oh, was it their popular and my personal favorite scent, Pine Tar? Well, yes, actually, but also the scent of nostalgia. Well, what does that smell like? Like Dr. Squatch. Obviously. Just think about it. You and I have been through so much together this year ever since you introduced me to Dr. Squatch. I have such fond memories of its natural ingredients, no harsh chemicals, how it feels on my skin, how it's changed my showering, and how it's made in the USA. While my memories of Dr. Squatch have also been very positive, my memories of your involvement with it have been a tad more...
I remember this episode too.
Grunty Boy, what?
Thor's hammer, yes.
Oh, Grunty Boy! Traumatic. Oh, come on, we've had great fun. You certainly seem to have had fun. Maybe too much fun while taking a shower. That's the Dr. Squatch effect. Fair enough. Oh, I also have very fond memories of new customers getting 20% off orders of $20 or more by heading to the link in the description below and using code DSC MNJTV. Oh, what a lovely year. Anyways, I'm off to bathe again. I used their shampoo and conditioner too, and it is fantastic. Ta-ta! The Pokedex change is the worst of them, but there are other Platinum improvements that were removed. One big one is the Battle Frontier, which I'm disappointed by, but not surprised. They didn't put the Battle Frontier from Emerald in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Why should we expect it now? I'm not expecting a Battle Frontier ever again, to be honest.
Okay, so my thoughts on the Battle Frontier. Never cared about it at all, honestly. I don't even care about the Battle Tower in regular Diamond and Pearl or Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I don't care about it. It's just like, I understand that it's supposed to be like offline post-game competitive, but I never cared about competitive at all. I'm a very casual player, and I only believe in just going around beating trainers until you beat the league and catch almost all the Pokemon and catch almost every Pokemon, basically to fill the decks. Then I can shiny hunt. That's basically my formula. I'm very basic, and that's why I really didn't care about the Battle Tower or the Battle Tree or whatever, or the Battle Frontier. And I don't care if it ever comes back or not, because I'm not gonna use it. But I mean, obviously some people do, like Michael does, but I'm not one of them.
Which is so annoying. Additionally, the Shard move tutors from Platinum were removed, which was a great addition because it expanded Pokemon's movesets and gave you more uses of Shards to dig up in the underground.
That's fair.
Shards can be dug up in the underground in BDSP, but they're mostly useless. You only use them to get the weather TMs, which I don't think people are gonna be using very often. If you're using a weather team, just use a Pokemon with a weather setting ability. Facts. And you can exchange them for TMs or spheres with the hikers in the underground. But that's not good enough for me. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire had those move tutors. They were in the post game, but they still existed. But in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, they're just not there at all, which I don't understand. That's like severely limiting so many Pokemon's movesets when they could have easily been included. Before I move on to the next problem, you should subscribe to this channel, that'd be great. But also, my MNJTV hat and plushie at my merch store, MNJTVmerch.com, are going away forever at the end of this year. Plugs. Or when they sell out, whichever happens first. The Team Sky shirt is back as well, and all these items have a discount.
I got a black one, I put it in the washer because I wore it to death, but you know, I got one.
So pick one up soon before they sell out or the end of the year, and if you order soon enough, it can arrive before Christmas. MNJTVmerch.com. So the games failed to include really important Platinum improvements, but they have other issues as well. Another big one is the movement of your character is not great.
Yeah,
the world is essentially the same as the original in regards to movement. While the visuals are 3D, the world is still laid out as a grid of squares. This causes problems when the character is not confined to those squares. The amount of times I struggled to move around a rock is endless,
this is me right here.
and swapping to the D-pad makes the movement far slower and awkward when changing directions, even if you hold down B to run. These issues are especially prevalent when you have a narrow walkway above a ledge, like trying to climb Mount Coronet. Just getting to the proper place without going over the ledge, a trivial movement normally, took multiple tries. I would tap the down button on the D-pad once, and my character would take multiple steps down.
I hate the path to Mount the Spirit Pillar because of this part right here. Because every time you sometimes just click a bit more, you click the button, the D-pad down one more time than you needed to, and then you jump off. Or if you use this, or if you use the joystick, you go off anyway. You go off a little bit too much, and you fall off. And I hate just the trivial thing, just going back and forth, just to get to this part right. Just get to the rock climb part, and then get over. That was so annoying.
And yeet itself off the ledge. Exactly. It was infuriating. Thankfully, the bike sandpaths and ramps don't require a head start of speed to get up them, because if they did, oh my god, they'd be impossible. On the topic of movement, following Pokemon in these games is horrible. I tried it briefly once and then never did it again. The last time...
I want to say something right now. Following Pokemon is my favorite feature in all of Pokemon. I love it to death because it makes it feel more alive when your Pokemon is walking right beside you, and it makes you feel like they're not just your tools or battle pets to use whenever you feel like it. They're your partners. They walk beside you on equal footing, so that you can use them, so that you can be friends with them. And it basically means you're friends. You're not just just using them as tools. You're just your friends who help each other. And that's what I really enjoy. You help them get stronger while they also battle for you. And that's what I loved about basically following Pokemon like that, because it basically sends a message that they're more than just your battle pets that battle for you whenever you want them to. That's why I love following Pokemon. It makes it feel more alive. But when they did it in BDSP, it sucked.
Following Pokemon was good was in Let's Go. Most every Pokemon travels at the same speed as you.
I loved how they did following Pokemon in Let's Go. I have a few problems with Let's Go, but this is one of the biggest upgrades they ever did in Pokemon when it comes to Let's Go. The following Pokemon was always the best in Let's Go.
Or in some cases will move in front of you and change their path as you do, which I think is pretty cool. Some Pokemon's following is riding instead, so cool. Which I think adds to the immersion. In Let's Go, I could ride around the world on the back of my Arcanine, something I've always wanted to be able to do, and that was really awesome. But Sword and Shield messed up following Pokemon really badly.
Yes,
most Pokemon are too slow to keep up with you when walking, so they fall behind, so they sprint to catch up, then walk again, fall behind, sprint, and so forth. And that assumes the Pokemon is fast enough to keep up with you at all. It was a major downgrade from the following in Let's Go, and unfortunately, BDSP took a lot more from Sword and Shield than they did from Let's Go. There are a variety of reasons it's bad in these new games. The first is that the Pokemon's speed rarely matches the player. Slow Pokemon cannot keep up with you and end up left in the dust, resulting in an endless loop of going back into their Pokeballs, reappearing at a place far behind.
I don't blame Game Freak for this one because I know Ilka created it, but at the same time, I can blame Game Freak for Sword and Shield. So basically, Ilka took notes from Game Freak when they made Flying Pokemon in Sword and Shield, which they shouldn't have. They should have took their notes from Let's Go.
Where you were at that moment, and then never catching up unless you stop. Even fast Pokemon like Weavile move slower than the player when they're running, the default speed for the player to move. An easy way to fix this is to just have the Pokemon move the same speed as the player. Exactly. That's what they did in Let's Go, and it works. I know it's not realistic for certain Pokemon, but with this feature, I'm not worried about realism. I just want my Pokemon to walk next to me. The next problem is that the Pokemon are solid objects. You can run into them and they will slow you down.
Oh, you have no idea how annoying that was when I had like freaking, who did I have? Mamoswine, because it's so freaking big and because it's an object you have to move out the way, it just got in my way so much that I had to turn off its following Pokemon feature. Like, I had to turn off its following because it sucked because it became a solid object.
This is a huge annoyance, especially when you're going one way, then want to turn around and go the other way. In Let's Go, if your Pokemon gets too close to you or an object, it instantly returns to its Pokeball and respawns behind you. Heart Gold and Soul Silver had you simply phase through the Pokemon. Why couldn't BDSP do one of those things? Why does having your Pokemon follow you mean that you have to have an obstacle? The final thing I don't like about following Pokemon in BDSP is the aesthetics of it. Even if you fixed the problem of the movement speed and the solid objects, it still doesn't look good. The Pokemon are not to scale, resulting in large Pokemon looking wholly absurd while tiny next to the player. There were two ways to fix this, and they chose neither. The first is to make the Pokemon to scale. Let's Go did this, and it was great. Even the really big Pokemon. It makes it so they can follow you in far fewer places, but it still looks good. Heck, they don't even have to be exactly to scale. Just do what Heart Gold Soul Silver did and make them somewhat bigger than the player. Having a Dialga with normal proportions barely taller than the player looks ridiculous. The other option was to just chibi-fy the Pokemon.
I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. If the following Pokemon looked like the chibi forms right here, I would have turned off following Pokemon. I would not want that. They just look too weird to me. Like, I don't like chibi. I don't mind chibi human-like characters, but I do mind if they look like this. Like, look at freaking Rayquaza's head. Freaking Rayquaza's head is huge. In that picture, like, no, I rather they look like the one up top than the one on the bottom. So I don't agree with him on this part. I'd rather them be small like they are now than the bottom part like in chibis. They look they do not look good to me.
All the overworld people are chibi-fied, so why not do the Pokemon too? Heart Gold Soul Silver kind of did this, and it looks great. I do understand though that this would be a big chore since they would have to create totally new 3D models, although maybe they could have taken the models from Rumble, who knows. So if that would be difficult, then just make them more to scale. It doesn't have to be exact. Just bigger than the player if the Pokemon is bigger than the player. I understand that they were trying to include a highly requested feature, but we were requesting the Heart Gold Soul Silver or Let's Go version, not this garbage.
That's fair.
If following Pokemon is going to continue to be this bad, then they just shouldn't include it anymore.
I agree with him on that. I pray that in Legends Arceus, if following Pokemon does return, like it's shown that you can sit around your Pokemon, but they've never shown Pokemon following you exactly yet. So if Pokemon following you is this bad in Let's Go, I'm just not going to have it on. And I'd rather them not do following Pokemon anymore if they do not do it like Let's Go. Like, Game Freak, if you watch these videos, please do following Pokemon like you did in Let's Go. That was perfect.
The next problem I have is how they changed secret bases. This one is more of a mixed bag for me. I do like hunting for statues, since it gives another fun thing to dig for in the underground. I also enjoy changing which ones you display to try to get certain Pokemon to show up. By using grass statues, I was able to get all the grass starters relatively quickly. But the addition of statues has come at the expense of something that I and a lot of other people really cared about: being able to decorate your secret bases. Yes, you can decorate them with statues, but only statues. In the original games, you could decorate it with a TV, dolls, desks, tables, kitchen furniture, and more. I enjoyed that as a kid and was hoping to do it again, but you can't. The only things you can place in your secret base are the statues, which makes the base feel less like a home and more like you've unearthed an army of terracotta soldiers.
Nice. But I didn't have a big problem with this because I never really did secret bases growing up when I played Platinum or Diamond, because all I really cared about was finding fossils, finding evolution stones, and treasure to gain more money. That was it. I didn't care about secret bases at all, or capture the flag or whatever like that. All that extra stuff they did in Underground, I don't care about. Like I only did secret bases here because of the fact that using the statues increases your chance of finding Pokemon in the Underground. Because that's what I tried to do finding Elekid. I had electric type statues up to help me find Elekid faster, and I like that. But other than that, I really didn't care about anything else. That was the only reason why I used secret bases.
I don't understand why they removed this. Horus let us decorate our secret bases as freely as the original Hoenn games did, so why take that from us in Sinnoh? I like the statue decorating, but I didn't want it to replace the other decorating. I feel like they could have given us a separate statue room, Or even just let us put both statues or decorations into our secret bases. So people that only care about the spawn boosting effects could do that, and people who want to decorate their base can do that, or a mix of the two. It just sucks that we can't decorate our bases anymore, aside from, well, like a statue garden. Another thing I'm bummed they removed about the underground is capture the flag and the traps. I didn't really get to experience those as much since I didn't have people I could play those games with locally, really.
Same.
So I'm not as bummed about it, but I was looking forward to trying it, and now I don't get to try it. The next problem I have is that the games are riddled with bugs. I think these might be the buggiest games to come out in a decade. Some glitches are fine with me, like using an exploit to clone Pokemon, but then some of them break the game.
That's
like this person getting trapped behind NPCs. And since they couldn't find a teleport Pokemon in the underground, had to restart their entire save game. I saw in Cerebi that apparently there's like a backup save to your most recent save that you can use to get out of a trap like that, but it's like, why should that even be necessary? Just don't trap players with a bug. It's not a great look to have a AAA title game on release have so many bugs, some of which can force people to have to restart the game. It's like,
exactly.
Not great. And the final problem I have with BDSP is probably my most controversial one. In fact, I know it's my most controversial one because I've seen a bunch of comments on my Plays channel talking about how much they like this thing. So, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I think the Pokemon League is too hard. Hear me out. For many years, people, mainly adult Pokemon fans, have complained that the games have been too easy. And
Okay, so when people say that, I always go with the argument saying that once you are getting older, so it means you're going to be more experienced in playing these games, so you know how to play, you know how to fight Pokemon, you know what to do against these certain types of Pokemon because you fought them many times before. But people still believe that it's too easy. Now, in a way, I kind of agree with them for one reason because of the Exp Share, kind of over leveling your Pokemon, because they don't enter. Some Pokemon don't enter battle. So they gain experience no matter what, and I don't really like that because it doesn't feel right because they don't earn the XP that they got. It's only one Pokemon. Like if I sweep with one Pokemon, the rest of my team just gets leveled up, and I'm like, that's not really cool. I was fine with it if you could. I was fine with it if you could turn it off like they did in X and Y and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and Oras and all that with the XP Share. But because of it now, it makes it so that every Pokemon gets experience no matter what, and you can't turn it off, and I don't like that. I really I hate it when game companies take away features that were so good, that were so useful or good, and then just enforce stuff upon you that you don't like. And especially, like I said, I especially don't like the XP Share in like Sword and Shield, Let's Go, or Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. All they have to do is just let us turn it off and it'd be fine. That's all I'm asking. Let us be able to turn off the EXP Share again.
I don't usually agree with them. Yeah, a lot of the times I'm not really having any problems through a regular playthrough of the game, but I personally am not looking for a very difficult Pokemon game. Besides, you can make the game harder on yourself, and even if you don't, there are certain battles that will get people up against the ropes, like Ultra Necrozma. But I do understand the concern, so I don't have a problem with them making the Pokemon League a bit more difficult than it has been in the past. In a way that's not just boosting levels, because boosting levels just means more grinding beforehand. I'm talking like better strategies, better held items, stuff like that. But the League in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl went too far. In the original Sinnoh games, the Elite Four and Champion had 30 IVs across the board, just shy of perfect, random natures, and no EVs. And the only Pokemon to get held items are the Aces, which have citrus berries. But then the Elite Four in BDSP have perfect IVs in every stat except the attack stat they don't use, a useful held item on every Pokemon, a beneficial nature, and 300 EVs distributed out, usually maxing one stat and spreading the extra to the others. Cynthia's Pokemon are the same, but her Pokemon have the maximum 510 EVs. In short, Cynthia has perfect competitive Pokemon, and the Elite Four come pretty close. And there are a lot of nasty sets.
Yeah, okay, so when I played through Brilliant Diamond, I actually completely just breezed through the league. Like, I was a bit overloaded because, again, EXP Share. I was by like 3 or 4 levels higher than since like some of my Pokemon were 3 or 4 levels higher than the rest of the leagues, and I only had a problem with one Elite Four member, and that was the bug one. He beat like 4 of my Pokemon, but I was still able to beat him. And then I just completely beat the rest of the league, including Cynthia, first try. And I just found like I was like, and it also had to do with friendship, the friendship benefits too. So when I play through it again, I'm not gonna have Pokemon following me because it makes it way too easy. But and just, you know, Exp Share, I'm gonna try to battle I'm not gonna battle that many trainers so that I can get my Pokemon around same level as everybody. But I sweep through the league because of the Exp Share. That's the only reason why I didn't get to really experience this really competitive team. I like it. I like the idea of a hard league because you're trying to be a champion. You're trying to be the best. And there are 5 trainers left in your journey that are trying to stop you. The Elite Four and then the champion. Those 5 trainers are trying to stop you from becoming the best trainer there ever was, the best trainer in that region. And I like the fact that they're trying their hardest by using better movesets, better stats, and held items, you know, stuff like that. And I enjoy that. So I don't really agree with him on this one. I believe that this is fine.
Like Drifblim with Minimize, Strength Sap, and Baton Pass, a set that would be banned in Smogon competitive battling. And on top of all of that, they're perfect competitive Pokemon that can use full restores.
Oh, yeah.
This is insane. I think it's cool that they put a perfect competitive team.
Okay, yeah, I do agree on that. Like they can still use full restores, but we can too. So technically,
team in the game.
Plus we get a legendary. Plus we get a chance to catch like Dialga and then the 3 legendary lake Pokemon. So
outside of a battle facility, but I don't think it's cool that they did it before the post game. If they wanted to make the league rematches perfectly competitive after you've had time to build your own competitive team, I think that would be great. It gives you something to work toward. But for the first run through of the league that you must defeat to carry on in the game, that doesn't sit well with me. The player doesn't have all the resources to make a competitive team. The Destiny Knot, the Judge feature, and the power items are all locked to the post game. Yes, you could still theoretically make perfect competitive Pokemon before the league, but it would be incredibly difficult to do so.
Yeah.
Especially since you can't even see what IVs they have.
I mean,
but even if it was possible, it flies in the face of what Pokemon has stood for so long. Beating the game with Pokemon you've grown attached to. That Starly you caught on the first route will be nowhere near competitively perfect. It has a random nature, will have random EVs, and it has random IVs you can't even see. In previous games, that was enough. But now, assuming you don't over-level past the level of Cynthia's Garchomp, your Staraptor is really gonna struggle because it doesn't have the same competitive advantage that Cynthia and the Elite Four's Pokemon do. This actually means that I kind of like affection benefits in battle now.
Nope,
at least in this specific scenario. In the past, I'd get frustrated when I get them because they were giving me an unfair advantage. But now they serve simply to get you on the same level as the competitively perfect League Pokemon. However, it's all luck-based, nothing to do with strategy, so that takes away from it. And what makes the League's difficulty even worse is that it comes out of nowhere. Prior to the League, the game is trivially easy. There was one gym leader that knocked out more than one of my Pokemon, and I was playing on set style with no healing items. It was a simple game if you knew your type matchups. But then out of nowhere, the difficulty is like this and then shoots up like this. The curve doesn't make any sense. I know that a lot of you like that the league is way harder now. And while you may enjoy this challenge, I want you to think about the kids playing this game for the first time. Or yourself when you were a kid.
Okay, so I can explain about myself when I was a kid playing Pokemon. I was this kid struggling in Pokemon back in the day. You wanna know how? You wanna know why? Because I was the kid who didn't know type matchups, who didn't know how moves how certain moves worked. I didn't know how like what strong moves were good against the other Pokemon. What like for example, my first game was Pokemon Diamond. I didn't know that there was a split between attack and special attack. I just wanted moves that I seen from the anime that I used from the anime as reference and that I thought were cool. and use them on the Elite Four, on the gym leaders and trainers and all that. So I was really limiting myself, and I didn't even know it because I didn't know how Pokemon really worked back then. And I'm pretty sure this kid right here probably doesn't really know either. Excuse me. I believe that if you know their type matchups, what moves are good against what Pokemon, what their stats are and stuff like that, then you can just breeze through Pokemon. Like, it's not a hard game. Like, I can go back and play through every Pokemon game and beat possibly my first try because of the fact that I know how to play now. I'm a bit of an idiot sometimes, so I do make certain mistakes, but at the same time, I usually know what I'm doing. Like, I really don't have a hard time playing through a Pokemon game now that I did back in the day because I'm older, because I'm more experienced now, and I believe this kid will grow to become a better player at the game if he continues to play it. Like me right here, like that's kind of like me right here, because I wasn't crying like this kid. Like, I'm pretty sure he's crying tears of joy that he's happy that he beat Cynthia, but like it took me days before I could beat her too. Like, it's not easy beating the champion when you're a kid because you don't know everything there is to know about Pokemon in order to win. It's an easy game when you know what you're doing, and then it's a hard game when you don't. That's the thing about Pokemon. That's why I wish they would add a difficulty setting so that you know, it could be, so if you don't know what you're doing, you can make it easy for yourself and put it on easy mode, right? If you do know what you're doing but don't want too hard of a challenge, just put on normal. So just play it through in like a kind of casual way, a casual playthrough, right? And then put on hard. That makes pretty much everybody know make sure every AI knows what they're doing. Goes for super effective moves, good switches and stuff like that. I would love that, but they haven't done that yet. And I understand that they want to make Pokemon Ready make it E for everyone and make everyone be able to use it, play it at the same difficulty. But I think they should really understand that a lot of fans grew up with Pokemon, deserve to have a more challenging game now because they're older, because they can just breeze through the game like it's nobody's business because of the fact that they know how to play it. Like, I watched his playthrough of Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. He lost to Cynthia one time, and then he played it again, and then he beat her. So, and I believe that's because Michael knows what he's doing. He's played Pokemon for years, just like me, and we know how to play the game. So I don't believe that it's hard when you're an adult now or a teenager, especially when you know what you're doing. But as a kid, every Pokemon game is going to be hard because you pretty much don't know what you're doing, most likely. I know some kids can't. Like, I see some kids play competitive Pokemon too, but that's usually because they've studied this for a while. Well, I'm pretty sure this kid's probably like a casual and doesn't really know how to really play Pokemon like we do. So, like I say, Pokemon is a hard game if you don't know what you're doing, but it's a very easy game if you do know what you're doing. And I really do enjoy the fact that they actually made the league harder, so that to kind of appease some of us fans who grew up with the series and want a more difficult Pokemon game.
For me, if I was a kid trying to beat this league with no knowledge whatsoever of EVs or IVs and didn't pay any attention to natures, I would get incredibly frustrated as I tried over and over and over again to beat it, and then eventually gotten so frustrated that I quit, or I would have overleveled my team way past level 66 just so I could move on. And that grinding would have sucked because grinding is my least favorite part of Pokemon. It's something that I'm glad the modern experience share has effectively removed.
I don't agree with that. Like, okay, I agree and I don't agree. Yes, you don't have to really grind if you want your Pokemon to level up as much as yours, if you have the ability to turn it on. But also turn it off if you don't feel like you want them to level up that fast. Because the way I played Pokemon was I want all my Pokemon to level up evenly and be the same level, right? So I let the Pokemon who's next in line to level up go next in battle and battle the Pokemon until they do level up, right? And then hopefully every Pokemon's around the same level by the time I get to the league and the champion. But because of the Exp Share now, they just skyrocket through levels when I don't want them to, and it makes it so much easier to play through.
Like I said, I don't mind that they made it some amount of tougher, but they went too far.
No,
if there was some kind of difficulty option that determined whether the league was competitive Pokemon like it is, or more like the original games where they're not competitive, then I'd be perfectly fine with it. But that doesn't exist. So you're forced to fight perfect competitive Pokemon without your own competitive Pokemon. And while a lot of older players are gonna like that challenge, I think it's too unfriendly to beginners. In the end, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are very fun games that I enjoyed playing through, and I will continue to enjoy in my free time until Legends Arceus comes out.
Oh, I can't wait for Legends Arceus.
However, they're disappointing Pokemon games because there were a lot of things that they could have done better that they just didn't.
Well, that's gonna be the video for me, guys. Once again, appreciate Michael for allowing me to react to this video. Please follow him on his Instagram. Wait, over here, sorry. There it is. Please follow him on his Instagram and subscribe to his channels, Mandjtv and Mandjtv Plays. He's a great content creator. I know that there were some things I didn't agree with him on this, but you know, you can't agree with everyone can't agree with everyone. So, but I still enjoyed his video, and I'm still going to enjoy his content. I'm still going to support him anyway because he's a great content creator, and I love his and I love everything, pretty much everything he does, everything he puts out. I'm pretty much going to love because I love Pokemon, and I love the way he does it. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a comment, a like, and subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be putting out more Pokemon content in the near future. But that's all I have for now, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace.